Yeah, but so me from welcome back to a brand new video. Let's get right into it. So, José de Hoya recently just came out with a video, and there's a lot of things. When I say a lot of things, there's a lot of things he said in this video which I fucking disagree. Now, I didn't watch the full video yet. I watched bits and pieces. I want to watch full reaction here. But if you guys are new to my channel, I have mixed opinions about José de Hoya. Now, everything he did while he was a fighter, amazing. He is one of the best Mexican fighters of all time, right? He wasn't afraid to fight. He will fight anybody. He's kind of like a Ryan Garcia like that. He will fight anybody. It doesn't matter who you are or how good you are. If you're a great boxer, he was going to fight you. But ever since he became a promoter, his reputation for me just went downhill, bro. There's a lot of things he does as a promoter which I don't fuck with. Now, recently he had a lot of shit to say, and he was a big ass hypocrite. He talked shit about a lot of fighters, which most of the things he said, not most, but like some of the things he said was right, but he clearly left out his own fighters. And here we're gonna talk about it. Come on.
All right, guys. I'm here in the Bahamas, disrupting my vacation because I just...
Again, bro, just look, I'm not even trying to roast this, but we just got in the video. But why does bro look like he just woke up from a fucking big ass hangover? Bro look like he's struggling. It looks like for some reason these fucking 11 fights he saw just aged him 20 fucking years. But let's go on.
I just have to speak on the 11 fights that I just saw with no knockouts. I mean, look, let's give credit where it's due.
He's not wrong, and what he's about to say more, he's not wrong. Those 11 fights was probably the worst fights of boxing. Like, this weekend was probably one of the worst boxing weekend of all time because we expected so much more. We were expecting this and we got this. So again, some shit he said here was right, but we gonna keep on going.
I think Rollies, congratulations. You came out and fought. Had a great
he did
win. I'm happy for you.
Nah, he did have a great win. I thought he was about to say he had a great fight. That Rolly versus Ryan Garcia, Rolly, again, he proved everybody wrong. He had a great performance, but that fight was ass. Now, granted, it's not all Rolly's fault. It was mostly kind of Ryan's fault, but still, that fight was not good. It was kind of boring. Like, the first few rounds was good, but when Ryan just stopped throwing shit, that's when it became ass. Again, Rolly gets probably out of the whole weekend, Rolly probably had the biggest win because, again, nobody thought he was going to win that fight. Everybody thought he was going to lose that fight. Everybody thought he just came for the paycheck, which he didn't. He came in to win, and that's what he did. So that's why 100% Rolly had the biggest win of the weekend, but we keep it going.
Really am. You're a nice kid. Teofimo was the only one that probably came out and tried to entertain the fans.
Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Teofimo definitely had the best performance. Not out of the weekends, because I think that goes to Inoue, but definitely out of the whole Friday lineup, Teofimo was the only one who went out there and tried to entertain the fans. And that's true for during the fight and outside the fight. Teofimo was the only one who was really building up this fight. Ryan Garcia was quiet. He wasn't even really saying shit. The only time he said shit was during the last press conference. Devin Haney wasn't really talking shit. Jose, Arnold, like the only person, Roddy wasn't really talking shit. He was just being funny. The only person who really was talking shit, who was acting out of character, who was making it like getting headlines, was Teofimo. Remember, this motherfucker showed up with a fucking sword and cowboy hat in the first press conference. Then the second press conference, he showed up with a fucking pro wrestling Mexican fucking Rey Mysterio ass fucking mask. Again, he was the only one trying to build this fight up. The only one. And during the fight, he's the only one who came out to put a show for the New York audience. Again, José de Hoya, he's saying some shit right. Like I said, some of the shit he said in the video is right. 100% some of the shit he said in the right. But it's going to come out He's gonna leave out one person who was also part of the reason why this weekend was fucking dog shit. But again, he's right. Teofimo, the only one who came up to put a show, and it was a great fight. Not a great fight, it was a good fight because of Teofimo. But we keep on.
You know? And I feel bad for Turkey. I really do.
Nah, dude.
He's paying all this money.
That's true.
To the fighters.
That is true, though. That again, Teofimo. Hey, Oscar. Hey, there's gonna be some shit that comes up which I'm not gonna agree. But so far, all he's saying is true. I feel bad for Turkey because Turkey is putting all this great event. Oh, we're gonna have this event in fucking New York. Then we're gonna have Canal. Like again, right idea, just wrong outcome. Really, he had the right idea. Like who would have predicted Ryan Garcia versus Rogue would be ass fight? We thought that fight was good. I thought that was gonna be the best fight of the whole card. Cause like in paper, that should have been the best the fight in the card, but it wasn't. The fight wasn't the best. It was probably I don't think it was the worst. I think Devin Haney fights was worse. But still, it just was a fucking horrible fight, and it's sad because Turkey's trying to get into this business, saying I'm gonna pay the most money to get the fights we want to see, the best fight, the best. But you can't do nothing when the best come and he's just there for the paycheck. There's nothing you can really do.
Okay, to turn out, to show up and fight and give the fight fans what the fans deserve.
Sure.
Those are great fights.
Is that in paper? In paper they are, but
not just dancing around like Bill Haney and Devin Haney. I mean, my gosh, he was tagged a couple of times by Ramírez, and he just gets on his bicycle and just starts running for his life.
That is true again, but I got a counter for this. Again, that is true, bro. Devin Haney he should not be happy with that performance. Honestly, no, unless your name is Ryan Garcia and Rolly, those are the two only people who should be happy about this performance. Those are the two only. Everybody else, you should be ashamed, except Arnold Barbosa. But everybody else, you guys should be ashamed of the performance you had in New York. Devin Haney, you should be ashamed for only throwing fucking 70. Ryan Garcia, again, it's hard for you, but I don't want to say you should feel ashamed, but you kind of should. You barely threw anything, and you just felt defeated. It's like you accepted that loss. And Jose Ramirez too, like, yo, you kind of look like you was just there for the paycheck. Honestly, you didn't look like you was there to fucking win.
Jesus. Anyway, he's done. Canelo.
Now this is where I get mad. Not about Canelo. He said some shit about Canelo, which I disagree, but he says to Devin Haney he's done. And then he stopped talking about the event. You see how he left out all of his fucking fighters? Number one, Jose Ramirez. Again, this is what gets me pissed off. Like, I get you're the promoter, you shouldn't talk shit about your fighters, but you can't talk shit about other fighters when you're a fighter. Both your fucking fighters, which you talk about Devin Haney, who was just running around, who wasn't throwing a lot of punches. Both of Oscar De La Hoya, wherever he is, both of his fighters landed less, and I think threw less. I don't know about threw, but they definitely landed less than Devin Haney. Now, I'm not trying to defend Devin Haney. Fuck no. Don't try coming here and say, oh, you're trying. No. Fuck no. Devin Haney had a horrible performance. If you watch my channel, you know I talk shit about that. I had a whole rant about that fight. I call that fight a disgrace to boxing, bro. So no, I'm not fucking defending Haney. I'm saying you cannot fucking talk shit about Devin Haney and then go and not talk shit about Ryan Garcia or Jose Ramirez. Ryan Garcia landed 64 punches against Rolly. Only 64. Exactly. I'm like, yo, Devin Haney he landed only 70. Fucking Ryan Garcia only landed 64. How you go tell me? I did not know Ryan Garcia had a horrible. I know he had a bad performance. I didn't know it was that bad. And you see how Oscar just completely overlooked that. And Jose Ramirez too. We talk about Devin Haney. Jose Ramirez wasn't throwing shit. I get, okay, Devin Haney, he was running around, he couldn't really throw shit, but Jose really wasn't there to do anything. He was just throwing one punch. He wasn't there to win. Obviously, Jose wasn't, like, they both accepted, okay, he's going to run around, I'm going to get tagged a little bit, he's going to win the fight. And with Ryan Garcia, I don't want to talk shit about Ryan Garcia, but, like, we all talk shit when Devin Haney happened, so it's just, we had to, like, you got to be unbiased. Ryan Garcia also had a shit performance. He had a horrible performance too. After he got knocked down, it's like everything just went out the window. He was shit. He only threw 64. So you can't talk shit about Devin and say Devin Haney is done, and not say anything about Ryan Garcia having worse performance than Devin Haney. Jose having like all your fighters, also all your Golden Boy. Because remember, before this fight, he was, you know, shouting out the world, oh, we have this fight is filled with Golden Boy fighters. We got Jose. I don't know if Arnold Barbosa is part of Golden Boy, I'm pretty sure. And we got Ryan Garcia. We got fucking every fight is a Golden Boy fighter. And then all the people under him lost. And he don't say about that. He tried to make you forget about that. Ryan Garcia both Ryan and Jose had a worse performance than Devin Haney. Let that sink in. Both Jose and Ryan, also De La Hoya boys, who's under his brand, had a worse performance. But of course, he don't bring him up because he's under the stool. Again, I'm not one of those guys who fucking talk shit about Devin Haney and Ryan and Shakur, and then when fucking, no, let me repeat that. I'm not the guy when Devin Haney and Shakur runs around and have a shit performance and talk shit about them, but when Ryan Garcia or William Cole, someone who you may like or may not like Canelo, so you praise William Cole and praise them, but talk shit about others. No. Cannot talk shit about Devin Haney and Shakur, but not talk shit about Ryan Garcia, William Cole. You just fucking can't. You're just showing your bias, and I hate that. I hate biasness. I'll always try to be unbiased as shit. That's just showing bias. But again, let Oscar continue, because then he got some shit to say about Canelo.
Jesus Lord. Come on. You're getting paid all this money to fight against a runner who we all knew was gonna run. A Cuban style. You chose him.
Usually Cuban style, I don't feel like Cuban styles are usually runners, bro. Yes, that's why I hate, like, Cuban styles. They're not runners. Yes, they move a lot, but they be throwing shit. They be throwing while they're moving. Like that. I don't think that Williams Cole style is a Cuban style. I think that's just running around style. Because Devin Haney did the same thing. So I kind of don't like him shitting on the Cuban people and the Cuban style, because I don't think that's the Cuban style. Unless it is, and the helicopter Cuban motherfuckers does that. But Devin Haney just did that. He's nowhere near Cuban, right? I just think that's a running away and trying to win by jabbing someone strategy. Again, I think Cuban styles are usually, it's kind of like they're dancing. They're dancing 1, 2, 3. They're getting in, getting out. They're dancing. They're not just fucking running away. But we continue.
And now you say you hate fighting runners? Well then, don't fight runners.
This is where I get mad.
We all know who we want to see you in.
This is where I get mad. He's talking about don't fight runners. He had to. This is where I get mad when people say, oh, if he hate runner, why did he fight Williams? Because he had the IBF world champion, dumbass. Like, this is where I get people who just hating for hating. Like, I hate when, if you say, yo, if you get mad when Canelo say, oh, he said he hate fight runners, why did he fight Williams Cole? I know you don't know shit. I'm sorry, but you're a casual, right? Because it's clearly obvious why he was forced to fight Williams Cole. If you don't know, Williams Cole was the IBF world champion. When Canelo became undisputed, the IBF said, yo, you have to fight Williams Cole next. That's your mandatory. And Canelo was like, no, I'm not fighting him. So he went on to fight either Jaime Munguia or Edgar. I forgot which one was it. But he fought them instead of fighting Williams Cole. Of course, obvious. Williams Cole fight was not going to make you money. So he's like, all right, bet. I'm not going to fight these motherfuckers. I'm going to fight other people, right? But now, since, again, he's about to fight Crawford, and to make that Crawford fight even bigger than it already is, he decided to fight, all right, let me, number one, become 2-time undisputed. That's also another reason people are not bringing up. He went to fight, he was forced because he had the IBF world champion, and if he beat William Cole, he becomes 2 times. And now Canelo, no matter what you say about him, no matter what you hate him, love him, whatever, you know what's always going to stay true? He's always going to be, by the end of time, he's always going to be 2 times undisputed champion. There's only, what, 5 or 6? There's definitely under 10 people who can say I'm 2-time undisputed champion. Not a lot of people can say that. So now every time you talk about him, you also talk about he could be one of the greatest, he may be the biggest and greatest boxer, Mexican boxer of all time. And he also is 2-time undisputed. And now that fight against Crawford is even more bigger, because if Crawford potentially wins that, Crawford becomes 3-time undisputed, which nobody has ever done before. So again, if you're hating on him fighting William Scope, which some people were, you don't know ball. You don't know ball. Like, granted, yes, before, if he never had the IBF World Champion, yeah, beating Canelo, Crawford beating Canelo would have been big. But now, if Crawford beats Canelo, that's even more bigger because he become undisputed. It's just like, it's common knowledge. It just makes sense.
That's Benavidez. Go up against Benavidez.
Then again, he talked about Benavidez. Holy shit.
What's wrong with that?
If you talk Benavidez, you don't know ball. Benavidez is literally in a whole different fucking division now. That David Benavidez fight has passed until Canelo tries to move up. Like, can we stop talking about it? Can we stop saying, oh, fight David Benavidez? Like, now people, Oscar, you're a promoter. You know this fight cannot happen. He's in a whole different fucking division. If that fight, again, he's a world champion in a different division. If Canelo's going to fight David Benavidez, he's going to have to move up. And obviously, none of that's confirmed until after he beats fucking, Crawford. Because if he moves up, he's going to have to pretty much relinquish his champion. So he has to make sure either one, if he does move up, it's for undisputed, or two, he's 100% staying there. So again, I'm tired of motherfuckers telling you fight. No. It's too late now. Granted, yes, he did duck him. Now it's too late. The only way we're getting that fight if somehow David Benavidez become undisputed or Canelo decides to move up. But I don't think we're getting that fight anytime soon.
It's a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
It really is. You know, it starts from the top too. I mean, when you're fighting for the money and not legacy, every young fighter just follows that path.
I hate that too. I hate that too. When if he is implying Canelo right now, 100% of this fact, Canelo has the best resume of all current boxer. Of all active boxer, Canelo has the best fucking resume. So when you talk about going for legacy, yeah, William Scope is not a big name, not a legacy name, but he is an undefeated boxer. You know, Edgar, he undefeated boxer. Jaime Magida, undefeated boxer. Like, that doesn't mean shit. Caleb Plant, world champion. Billy Sanders Saunders, world champion. Colin Smith, like, those are not big time Triple G. Those are not, like, again, you're just picking and choosing your arguments.
It's not fair to the organizers, the people putting up the money, the promoters. That I agree with. You know. The fans especially. The fans want to see good fights. Let's go.
I agree with that.
It's the fighter's job to give the fight fans good fights.
I agree with that.
It's teed up for everybody. Turkey bringing out his wallet and paying everybody, and the least we...
Honestly, I agree with what he said there. Again, Oscar makes a opinion, but there's some shit he's right and something he's wrong. Right there, he's right. He's 100% right. Gotta give it to Oscar. He's right. You are getting paid. Remember, you're finally getting paid. We're finally getting the fights we want. But then we get these fights are fucking ass. Because either one person, William Scope, is just there to take the money and not get knocked out. Or maybe, Jose Ramírez is there just to fucking lose. Again, we're getting these great fights and the fights doesn't turn out to be as great as we thought. Like, look at a good example is what the fights we want and live up to the hype was Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben. They both got paid and the fight lived up to the hype. We need to start seeing that. We can't see. And again, you were right. But why are you not criticizing Ryan Garcia? Motherfucker got paid and he did not fucking show up. Again, also did a whole, you bring up good point, but you're kind of being a hypocrite, which I say in my fucking title. He's being a fucking hypocrite. He's saying all this. But your fighter did the same thing. Both your fighters, Jose and Ryan Garcia, both did the same thing you said. They both was the reason why we had ass fights. Granted, Devin Haney's also the problem, but at least No, I'm not even gonna say. I'm not even gonna defend Devin Haney. No, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Jose was all the problems. They all went there just for the paycheck. Ryan Garcia, I don't know if he was. From what I saw, he looked like he's either there's something going on with him, or he knew he was gonna lose and just took the L and just took the paycheck.